Welcome back to Good Morning Vail on May the 1st, Monday morning. I got Dan Smith with Vail Mountain Rescue in the studio.
Every Monday.
Hi. So you're ramping up now. Obviously, we're starting to, you're kind of transitioning from the wintertime operations.
This is the season where you're using all the equipment you have. We have a trailer with snow machines loaded on it and a trailer with ATVs loaded on it. And in any particular mission, you use them both.
Right.
You can get the ATVs up so high that they can't go any further and you need to go. They're still doing cat skiing up on Vail Pass.
There's still a lot of people doing the backcountry.
A lot of people in the backcountry.
It's in pretty good shape from what I understand, too.
If you just drive down here and look up at New York Mountain, look at Jackson, they're still covered. There's a good bit of snow still up on Vail Pass. It's heavy and it's soggy, and you could still trip an avalanche in it. The odds are very small, but if you do, it's going to be a big, ugly, heavy one. And you really don't want to be in those things. But now we're gearing up for Swiftwater.
So basically what we're talking about for Swiftwater, if people are just tuning in, all that snow that's up on the mountain, when the temperatures warm up, that snow comes down, recedes, fills up our local drainages, our Gore Creek, the Eagle River, the Colorado, with a lot of water, dirty, cold water.
As the saying goes, we don't own the water, we just rent it for a while, and it just cycles back. Yeah, and it is really cold out there. The problem with really cold water is you lose motor nerve control. You're not going to be able to get any grip with your hand to grab something after about 3 to 5 minutes. If you're in a dry suit and you've got on booties and you've got on gloves, you're going to be a lot safer. Most of the rafting companies are using dry suits now for their people. But the things you have to have, you've got to have a flotation vest. That's the one you've got on is mine. It's one of the one the team uses for people that aren't in the water.
Right.
You've got to have a helmet.
Let's talk about this real quick first, because some of the features you have on it. This is an interesting thing that I've seen out there on the water before. Middle of the summer, people are thinking, oh, it's too warm to have to wear that life jacket, or maybe I'll just, excuse me, maybe I'll put it on, but I won't zip it up.
That's not going to do you any good. Among other things, if we have to grab you, we're going to grab the straps on that vest. It's just going to come right off.
Right.
There is a strap right down here on the bottom of that vest that goes under your rib cage. If you don't have that tight, as in tight, so it's pulling in on you, that vest will come right off when we grab it.
Right
or
off
the water, if you get crossways in the water will rip that vest off. When we do recoveries of people that didn't make it, we don't find any gear on them. The rivers pulled it all off. If you think of water as a force, it's pushing against you. And just hold your hand under your faucet and feel that water pressure push. And that's a spot about that big around.
Yeah.
Now take the size of your back and have that same pressure pushing against it. That's pretty tough. The water is not something to be fooled around with.
That's right.
The other thing, you got to have a helmet.
Obviously, the right kind of helmet, too, not just your biking helmet or your ski
or your
helmet.
climbing helmet or your ski helmet or anything. Ski helmets are designed to keep you warm. This is designed to keep your skull intact and let water pass through it. If it doesn't, and this is strapped under your chin and it gets pushed back, well, you have some problems. You need a Swiftwater helmet. There's no sport up here, or very few sports, that you don't need a helmet for. You need a rock helmet for climbing. You need a bike helmet for biking. You need a ski helmet for skiing. And you need a Swiftwater helmet for Swiftwater. You could have, like your closet or my closet, this collection of helmets.
And then the throw bag, obviously, this is one of the most important life-saving features if somebody ends up in the water.
Exactly. This is not going to necessarily save your life. If you're the one with the bag, it's going to save the life of somebody out there.
Okay.
And very simply, it's 25 meter of floatable line, and you open the neck of the bag, pull out the piece with the ring on it.
Hold on to it and chuck it.
Hold on to it, usually not with your thumb. That just comes in handy. Hold it with one hand, grab it with the other. You can throw overhanded, you can throw sidearm, you can throw underhanded. But the minute that bag leaves your hand, you flip it around you, and you get a belay on it.
Hey, so you're going to stick around for another interview,
Sure.
right? So we'll get more into the details on the throw bag, and also what you're going to need if you're stuck out in the woods overnight.
Exactly.
Those details.
The two things that happen in the summer are people get lost, hurt in the water, and people get lost in the woods. We're going to try and cover them both.
Thanks. We'll be right back. More with Dan Smith, but I've got to look at your weather forecast coming up next.